Hello and welcome to iGCSE Success. And if you're new here, a big hi. How long have I been doing that intro for? Take two. And if you're new here, a big hello to you. I'm an English teacher and I post content here on YouTube to prepare students for their Cambridge First Language English exam. And if that sounds interesting to you, be sure to check out the videos on my channel because I break down a number of the core skills needed to succeed with First Language English. Before I start today's video, I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone who entered my mini competition. I will be announcing the winner tomorrow and I'll be announcing the winner in the community tab, so stay tuned for that. For today's video, I want to talk about analysing language, and I'm going back to basics 101 style. So if you are ready to take the plunge and you simply need help, I don't know, organising your responses for the writer's effect question, this video probably isn't for you. However, if analysing language is still somewhat of an alien concept for you, stick around for the whole video because I will be going back to basics. So the first question I want to address is what is meant by analysing language? Put simply, language analysis refers to the process of exploring how a writer creates meaning through their language, their word choices, and any stylistic features they choose to use. Now, one term you may have heard your teachers say before in the classroom is the writer's craft. What you need to understand first and foremost is that writers craft their writing for a particular effect. In other words, they think carefully about the language choices they use to have an effect on us as the readers. And of course, moving swiftly on to the most frequently asked question, certainly by my students, and that is why? What is the point? I mean, language is such a powerful, such a colourful and diverse thing that naturally when we read language on a paper, we form ideas and opinions. And these ideas, of course, can be about a multitude of things such as character, setting, theme, and any ideas we have after reading a text, they all come from the language. So it's your job as students to begin to unpick that language and explore all of those beautiful shades of meaning. And not to mention, it's a core skill and probably will remain a core skill for many years to come. Now, the most important part of the video. How do we begin to analyse language? And this section will be particularly useful if, as I said at the beginning of the video, analysing language, it's new to you, it's a completely alien foreign concept. So in this last section, I will be taking you through three very simple sentences. And I want you to think about any words which convey a particular or significant meaning. I will read out each sentence 2 times, and then I want you to pause the video and I want you to think carefully about those powerful words. Once you feel like you have identified those powerful words, I want you to have a think about what the writer is perhaps trying to convey to us as the reader. And to those teachers watching this, we all know language analysis can be an incredibly daunting thing to those new to the FLE course. So introducing students to say 3 or 5 sentences and going through this process is far less intimidating. So let's begin with sentence 1. Walking into the library, the student was greeted by rows of glistening books. That's walking into the library, the student was greeted by rows of glistening books. Now pause this video and take a couple of seconds to see if you can identify any powerful words which convey meaning. Now hopefully you identified 2 words, those words being greeted and glistening. Now we need to think about the impact of those words. Well, let's start with that verb greeted. When we greet someone, it's a warm welcome. It's a sign of welcome. So this setting, this library, very much seems to be this safe place where this student is very much welcomed. And of course, you could perhaps explore the personification, but for this video, let's just focus on word level analysis. Now, hopefully the second word you identified was that adjective glistening. Now think about what that word may suggest about these books. Hopefully you can see from this sentence and that adjective, it creates this sense of excitement, this sense of wonder. And there's almost this magical quality to these books. And we all know the power of getting stuck in a good book that we enjoy. They have the power to, I guess, momentarily transport us to this otherworldly place. Now let's move on to the second sentence. The teacher's hawk-like eyes scanned the classroom. That's the teacher's hawk-like eyes scanned the classroom. Now see if you can identify two powerful words from that sentence, and don't forget to pause the video. Now hopefully the first word you managed to identify was that adjective hawk-like. Now start thinking about what kind of teacher we are dealing with here. Pause the video now and see if you can take a couple of seconds to make some suitable suggestions. Now hopefully you can see that this is quite a violent image. Think about hawks as animals. They are known for their brute strength, for being powerful birds of prey and being able to capture their prey so effortlessly. Now hopefully the second word you managed to identify in that sentence is the verb scanned. And pause the video now and see if you can come up with some suitable suggestions on what that verb scanned may suggest about the teacher. Now when we scan for something, we are looking with intent. Perhaps we are dealing with a teacher who is looking for a naughty student, perhaps a student who hasn't done their homework or who has come to class late. There's a clear sense of this particular teacher trying to identify or pinpoint one particular student. What's going to happen to this particular student? Who knows? Now let's move on to sentence 3, our last sentence. And that sentence is, the girl cradled her textbook as she walked towards the bus stop. That's, the girl cradled her textbook as she walked towards the bus stop. Now in this sentence, I would like you to identify a powerful verb which conveys meaning. Now hopefully you managed to identify the verb cradled. Now I want you to pause the video in just a few seconds and think about what that verb cradle suggests about this particular student. Now we often use that verb cradle when we are, I guess, referring to a newborn baby. And naturally they need to be protected. So could we perhaps say that this girl very much cherishes her textbook, or she sees this particular textbook as being quite precious? Maybe we're dealing with someone quite studious, someone where learning is quite important to them. And that's it for today, guys. I hope this video has been useful. A beginner's guide to analysing language. If you are new to analysing language, I would strongly recommend going through this process, picking out sentences from fictional texts, and then getting into that habit of making suitable suggestions or inferences. Going head first into the writer's effect question, it can be pretty scary. So you need those building blocks, and as always, leave your questions below and I will try and get back to you as soon as possible. Until next time, bye bye.